Hello, welcome to the Wave Spotlight Series. I'm your host, Scott and Ernie. We have a lot of special guests that come in. If you're interested in coming on the Spotlight Series, drop us a line. We'd love to have you. Today we have a returning guest. I really welcome his business expertise, Aaron Guckian from the Rhode Island Dental Association. Welcome back to the Spotlight Series.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. So grateful.
Give us a little background of yourself.
Well, as most people know out there, I ran for lieutenant governor and came up a little short. Previous to that, I worked at the Rhode Island Foundation, and Neil Steinberg's retiring, so there's a transition over there. I was in development. I raised money to do more good. Previous to that, I was a banker, as you mentioned. I was a vice president at Bank Newport and worked at Washington Trust, where I cut my teeth. No pun intended. And then, I worked with Governor Kachiri. I'm going backwards, obviously,
Sure.
and I was an opera singer, music teacher. So, sort of a vast background, but it's kind of nice when everything's kind of coming together. My midlife here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you bring a lot of expertise, building brand, building merchants up, building businesses, government interactions. I mean, there's a lot of that that's really going to help you in your new role, which is at the Rhode Island Dental Association. So explain to our viewers what that organization does.
Well, it was founded in 1878 by 7 dentists.
Wow.
So it's been around a long time. And it's the mission is really to inspire and make sure that people, with dental health and oral health is kind of at the forefront. I will advocate, our association advocates. We work with continuing ed to ensure that they can keep their licenses. They meaning the dentists and all of the different workforce under the umbrella of the dental community. And we also have a foundation where we do scholarships and other donations to different charities that are obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but that are under the under the umbrella of dental health. So I'm really grateful to be there. I'm advocating for our dentists and working with them to hopefully, kind of change it a little bit here, which we'll kind of get to soon.
Sure. So you're looking out for the patients and the dentists at the same time.
Correct.
So a lot of organizations would only look at one side, but you feel by taking care of the dentist, you're also taking care of the patients?
Yeah, I mean, just like, the average age of the dentist right now is 62 years old in Rhode Island.
Wow.
So we need to build a pipeline. We're going to talk about some policy issues that I think need to be conveyed to the public, because we're almost at an oral health crisis. I mean, we have 20 oral surgeons in the state approximately, 2 of whom are, in their 80s, there's a real backlog. So some of them are scheduling into August and September, and that kind of goes throughout the whole community. A lot of the people are aging out, as they say. And, we need to really make sure that in the generations to come that we have a great dental community.
There's a lot of medical appointment professionals that you may be able to delay a month or two, but with a dental issue, it's like a cardiologist. You have a dental issue, it's pain, it's suffering, it's taken away from your spirit of life, and things can get worse fast. So working on that pipeline, I applaud the efforts there, because we definitely need to fill that spot.
Yeah, I mean, ironically, I've always had a clean bill of health with my dental, let's say, issues in my teeth. And I just got a cavity, and then I just had a root canal today.
Was that part of the indoctrination of the Island Dental?
I couldn't believe it. So I'm learning a lot, and also about what you said is it's emergent. So when you have an issue with your teeth, we have our veterans, we have children with special needs, and a lot of times it can be very complicated. And so, it's so important, again, with the people at Samuel, at Lifespan, and all the great doctors out there, to make sure that, this is at a forefront of the conversation.
So one of the things that your group and yourself personally are advocating for is what folks that you may hear about this in the in the Rhode Island Congress, so some of the legislatures, is the MLR bill, which stands for medical loss ratio. So explain a little bit about what the buzzwords are, and then let's kind of get into the benefits that you're pushing for.
Yeah, so it's like alphabet soup, right?
Sure.
But MLR is medical loss ratio, as you aptly put, and it was actually passed by referendum in Massachusetts by 72%, just in the last election cycle. And so, as Massachusetts goes, Rhode Island usually tries to mirror that type of legislation, and we have something in this. It was in the House, introduced by Chairman McNamara, and now it's over in the Senate with Senator Uji Fusa and Senator Miller, who's the chairman of the Health Committee over there. And basically, it's about patient care. So, 83%. Was the number that was passed by Massachusetts, and we put that in the bill, or introduced it, I should say. I shouldn't say I did, but obviously Chairman McNamara, and there's been some changes that will be in what they call Sub-A soon, just some updates to the bill. But 83% is for the treatment of patients and to the support, and then that additional 17% goes to administrative costs for the insurance companies. And, I think that sometimes in these situations, people want to demonize healthcare and insurance companies, and that's not what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is get some more, and hopefully we'll have some negotiations with the different insurance companies. Delta Dental, obviously, is the one that it has most of the, we'll say, share of the market. And, we're just going to try to get these types of monies that can be, so have access, more value for the patient, and it will start to attract people, because right now if you go over the border, whether you're a dental assistant, dental hygienist, or the doctors, you'll get 25 to 30% more of career earnings, and we don't have a dental school. So that's another thing that I'm kind of push long term, as a long-term plan, is to try to maybe get something going here with one of the universities. So I'm actively talking to some of them as well. So that's the answer to the medical loss ratio question.
So basically what you want to do is you want to ensure that, and pardon the pun, that roughly 83% of the monies that the insurance companies take in gets back into the patients.
Gets back into the pockets.
We say the patients, which is really the dentists, so it's more lucrative for them to.
No, I would say actually those monies go into the pockets of the people that are paying the insurance.
Right.
And then they can use those monies, and if they have some more monies, they can then get more more care, which then will ensure that we can attract the dentists and the hygienists and the dental assistants. So it's trying to advocate really for the patient, right. I'm excited about it. I think we got a great chance. The American Dental Association is really focusing in. We've got some great lobbyists, and Leo Skenyon and former chairman Don Lally, who was up there, I think, for 25 years as a state representative in South Kingstown, and I think it was just South Kingstown, maybe a little Narragansett. But we're actively working it, and look forward to furthering the conversation. And
this isn't just a Rhode Island and Mass contribution. There's a lot of states who have backed this as well. Well, it's never been. There's New Mexico and California have done a little bit. They're doing further studies. Massachusetts was a real big decision, and because 72% of the public voted for it, I hope our state legislators and our governor really hone in on that and see it and say, okay, we've got to really get to work, because again, our dentists are aging out. We just don't have the pipeline. We do have some great young dentists, and we're trying to activate them as well in the association. Sure. But it's a critical time, and I'm grateful for this opportunity to talk about it. Yeah. So if folks are interested in hearing about this, supporting it, they can definitely go on to the Rhode Island Dental Association. I saw there's some stuff on Facebook page or your website. Yep. They can reach out if they go online to their representatives. And their state senators, and all you have to do is write an email or make a phone call and say, you support medical loss ratio, or MLA, as they might say in Rhode Island. Yeah. My Rhode Island accent. Well, I wish you a lot of luck. Welcome to the Rhode Island Dental Association. You'll be fantastic there. You're going to be doing a lot of great stuff, and we'll be following this and hoping that we can get something done in this legislation.
Yeah, this legislative cycle, it's critical. So, happy to be here, and thanks for the opportunity.
Sure.
And thanks to our whole dental community for what you do for our public day in and day out.
Great. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.